दामोदर स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद महाराज की यो
जय
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय
आनंद कोटि वैष्णववृंद की
जय
रामाचार्य दास ठाकुर की
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
जय
गो प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल।
हरि हरि
all glory to Sambhur devotees, all glory to Sambhur devotees, all glory to Sambhur devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो
ओम
भगवते
नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय
Krishna, welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam study class. Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, and today's verses 49 to 52. Last 4 verses this chapter. So we'll start 49. Bala,
बाला
Dija,
द्विजा
Suhan,
सुहृन्
Mitra,
मित्र
Pidr,
पितृ
Brother,
ब्रादर
Guru,
गुरु
गुरु
Druha,
द्रोहा
Na,
ना
न
Me,
में
में
Syan,
स्यान
Nirayan,
निरयान
नया
Moksho,
मोक्षो
मोक्षो
I,
ई
अभि
Api,
अभी
अभि
Varsha,
वर्षा
वर्षा
Ayuta,
आयुते
अयुता
Ayute,
आयुते
आयुते
Baladvija Suhunmitra,
बालद्वज
बालद्वया
मित्रा
सुहोर्नेत्रा
Vidirbhratar Gurudruha,
पितृभ्रातृगुरुद्रः
पितृभ्रातर्गुरुद्रोह
Namesyan Nirayan Moksho,
नमेश निरय
नमेशान्निरयन्मोषो
मोक्षो
Yabi Varshaya Varshayuda Ayude,
ही अभी
अभि
वर्षा
वर्षायुधायुधै
Yabi Varshayudayayude,
कियबि वर्षायुधायुधैः
युधायुधे
Baladvija Suhunmitra,
बालद्वजा
बालद्विजा मित्र
सुहोर्नेत्रा
Vidirbhratar Gurudruha,
पितृभ्रातर्गुरुद्रोह
पितृभ्रातृगुरुद्रः
Namesyan Nirayan Moksho,
नमेश निरयन
नमेस्यान्निरयन्मोषो
मोक्षो
Hiyavi Varshayudayude,
ही अभी
कियबि
वर्षा युधायुधे
वर्षायुधा
Bala Dvija Suhan Mitra,
बालद्विजा
बालद्वजा
सुमित्र
सुहोर्नेत्रा
Virbhratar Gurudruha,
पितृभ्रातर्गुरुद्रोह
पितृभ्रातृगुरुद्रः
Namesyan Nirayan Moksho,
नमेश निरयन
नमेस्यान्निरयन्मोषो
मोक्षो
Yavi Varshayudayude.
ही अभी
अभि
वर्षा युधायुधे
वर्षायुधायुधै
Jamaji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय बालद्वजा सुहोर्मित्र पितृभ्रातृगुरुद्रुः नमेस्यान्निरयान्मोषो अभिवर्षायुधायुधैः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी। ओम
Hare
नमो
Krishna.
भगवते बालद्विजसुहृन्मित्र पितृभ्रातृगुरुद्रुहः नमेस्यान्निरयान् मोक्षो ह्यपि वर्षायुतायुतैः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes, Manohari Maji.
हरे कृष्ण। बालद्विजा सुहृन्मित्र पितृभ्रातॄन् गुरुद्रुहः नमेस्यान्निरयान् मोक्षो हि अभिवर्षायुधायुधैः। हरे कृष्ण।
Yes, Hare Krishna. Melinda Maji.
हरे कृष्ण। बालद्विजा स्वरन्मित्र पितृभ्रातर्गुरुद्रोह न मे स्यान्निरायन् मोक्षो हि अपि वर्षायुतायुतेः. Hare
Very
Krishna.
good. Right. Yeah,
May I read
please.
something?
Please read.
Bala, boys, Dvija, the twice born, Suhrat, well wishers, Mitra, friends, Pitra, parents, Bhratra, brothers, Guru, preceptors, Druha, one who has killed, Na, never, May, my, Syat, there shall be, Nirayat, from hell, Moksha, liberation, he, certainly, Api, although, Varsha, years, Ayuta, millions, Ayutehe, being added. Translation: I have killed many boys, Brahmanas, well wishers, friends, parents, preceptors, and brothers. Though I live million of years, I will not be relieved from the hell that awaits me for all these sins. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Whenever there is a war, there is certainly a massacre of many innocent living beings, such as boys, brahmanas, and women, whose killing is considered to be the greatest of sins. They are all innocent creatures, and in all circumstances, killing of them is forbidden in the scriptures. Maharaja Yudhishthira was aware of these mass killings. Similarly, there were friends, parents, and preceptors also on both sides, and all of them were killed. It was simply horrible for him to think of such killing, and therefore he was thinking of residing in hell for millions and billions of years. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse 50. Na
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 ena
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 rajna
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 prajabhartu
prajabhartu
prabhavatu
dharma
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 dharma yuddhe
dharma
dharma
yuddhe
yuddhe
vadho
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 disham
dvisham
disham
idi
iti
idhi
me
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 na
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 tu
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 bodhaya
budhaya
bodhaya
kalpade
kalpate
kalpade
shasanam
shasanam
शासनम
vacha
vachita
वजा
naino rajna prajabharatu
नैनो
naino
राज्ञ
rajna
प्रजाभर्तु
prajabharatu
dharma yuddhe vadho disham
dharma
धर्म
yuddhe
युद्धे
vado
वदो
dvisham
दिशाम
idhi me na tu bodhaya
इदमे न
itamena
तो बोधाय
bodhaya
kalpade shasanam cha
kalpate
कल्पदे
shasanam
शासनम वजा
naino rajna prajabhatu
naino
नैनो
rajna
राज्ञा
prajabhartu
प्रजाभर्तु
dharma yuddhe vadho disham
dharma
धर्म
yuddhe
युद्धे
vado
वदो
dvisham
दिशाम
idhi me na tu bodhaya
इदमे
itamena
न तो
bodhaya
बोधाय
kalpade shasanam vacha
कल्पदे
kalpate
शासनम
shasanam
वजा
vachaha
naino rajna prajabhatu
naino
नैनो
rajna
राज्ञा
prajabhartu
प्रजाभर्तु
dharma yuddhe vadho disham
dharma
धर्म
yuddhe
युद्धे
vado
वदो
dvisham
दिशाम
idhi me na tu bodhaya
इदमे
itamena
न तो
bodhaya
बोधाय
kalpade shasanam vacha
kalpate shasanam
शासनम
vachaha.
वजा
Sarasamaji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नैनो राज्ञ प्रजा भर्तुर धर्म युद्धे वदो दिशाम इति मे न बोधाय कल्पदे शासनम वजा। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Jai Shrimaji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Gurudev. Om
Jai
Namo
Shri.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नैनो रत्नप्रजा भर्तुर्धर्मयुद्धे वधोद्विषम् इति मे न तु बोधाय कल्पते शासनं वच। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे
Yes.
कृष्ण
Manohari.
नैनो राज्ञा प्रजा भातुर्धर्मयुद्धे वदो द्विषाम् इति मे न तु बोधाय कल्पते शासनं वचः। हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Yes, Milindamaji.
हरे कृष्ण नैनराज्ञ प्रजा भर्तुर्धर्मयुद्धे वधो द्विषाम् इति मे न तु बोधाय kalpate shasanam vachah.
Yes.
Na,
Right.
never, enah, since, ragna, of the king, prajabhartu, of one who is engaged in the maintenance of the citizens, dharma, for the right cause, yuddhe, in the fight, vadha, killing, dvesham, of the enemies, iti, all these, may, for me, na, never, tu, but, bodhaya, for satisfaction, kalpate, they are meant for administration, shasanam, injunction, vachaha, words of. Translation. There is no king and no sin for a king who kills for the right cause, who is engaged in maintaining his citizens. But this injunction is not applicable to me. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Maharaja Yudhishthira thought that although he was not actually involved in the administration of the kingdom, which was being carried on well by Duryodhana without harm to the citizens, he caused the killing of so many living beings only for his personal gain of the kingdom from the hands of Duryodhana. The killing was committed not in the course of administration, but for the sake of self aggrandizement, and as such, he thought himself responsible for all the sins. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse 51. Strinam
Srina
mat
Mad
hadabandhunam
Sadabandhunam
yoha
Droha
ya
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 asau
Asa
Asa
iha
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 vidha
Iha
Idha
udhidha
Udida
Udita
karmabhi
Karma
Karmabhi
Karmabhi
गृहमेधियै गृहमेधियै
Grahamediyai
Grahamediyai
गृहमेधियै
Grahamediyai
Grahamediyai
न
Na
Na
अहम्
Aham
कल्पो
Kalpa
Kalpo
कल्पव्यापोहितम्
Kalpa
Vyapohitam
व्यापोहितुम्
Vyapohitam
Vyapohidam
श्रीणां
Srinamastadabandhunam
योहो यासौ इहोधिदा
Yohoya
Yoho
Savihodita
Savihodida
कर्मभिर्गृहमेधीयै
Karma
Grahamediyai
नाहं कल्पो व्यपोहितुम्
Naham
Naham
Kalpo
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 Vyapohitam
Vyapohidam
स्त्रीणां मत्हदबन्धूनां
Srinamatadabandhunam
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 योहो यो असौ इहोतिदा
Yoho
Yoho
Yo
Yota
Yo
Vihodita
Savihodita
Asavihodida
कर्मभिर्गृहमेधीयै
Karma
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 Bhir
Virgrahamediya
Virgamediyar
नाहं कल्पो व्यपोहितुम्
Saham
Naham
Naham
Kalpo
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 Vyapohitam
Vyapohidam
स्त्रीणां मत्हदबन्धूनां
Srinamatadabandhunam
Srinamatadabandhunam
योहो योऽसौ इहोतिदा
Yohoya
Yoho Yo
Savihodida
कर्मभिर्गृहमेधीयै
Karma
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 Bhir
Virgrahamediya
नाहं कल्पो व्यपोहितुम्
Naham Kalpo
Kalpo
Vyapohidam
Vibodhidam.
यस शैलजामाजी
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srinamastadabandhunam Droho yo savihodida Karma Virgrahamediya Naham Kalpo Vibodhidam. Hare Krishna.
जय श्रीमाजी
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय स्त्रीणां मद्भदबन्धूनां द्रोहो योऽसाविहोत्थितः कर्मभिर्गृहमेधियेर्नाहं कल्पो व्यपोहितुम् हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
मनोहरि
हरे कृष्ण स्त्रीणामदबन्धूनां द्रोहो असौ इहोदिदा कर्मभिर्ग्रहमेदीयैर्नाहं कल्पो व्यामोहितुम् हरे कृष्ण
मिलिन्दमाजी
Hare Krishna. स्त्रीणामदधातबन्धूनां द्रोहो यो असव इहोतिथ कर्मभिर्ग्रहमेधियैर्नाहं कल्पो व्यपोहितम्. Strinam, of the women, mat, by me, hata bandhunam, of the friends who are killed, droho, enmity, yah, that, asav, all those, iha, herewith, uttitah, has accrued, karmabhi, by dint of work, grahamedihe, by persons engaged in material welfare, na, never, aham, I, kalpah, can expect, vyapohitam, undoing the same. Translation: I have killed many friends of women, and I have thus caused enmity to such an extent that it is not possible to undo it by material welfare work. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. The Grahamedis are those whose only business is to perform welfare work for the sake of material prosperity. Such material prosperity is sometimes hampered by sinful activities, for the materialist is sure to commit sins, even unintentionally, in the course of discharging material duties. To get relief from such sinful reactions, the Vedas prescribe several kinds of sacrifices. It is said in the Vedas that by performing the Ashwamedha Yagna, horse sacrifice, one can get relief from even Brahmahatya, killing of a Brahmana. Yudhishthira Maharaj performed this Ashwamedha Yagna, but he thinks that even by performing such yagnas, it is not possible to get relief from the great sins committed. In war, either the husband or the brother or even the father or sons go to fight, and when they are killed, a fresh enmity is created, and thus a chain of actions and reactions increases, which is not possible to be counteracted even by thousands of Ashwamedha yagnas. The way of work, karma, is like that. It creates one action and another reaction simultaneously, and thus increases the chain of material activities, binding the performer in material bondage. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.27 to 28, the remedy is suggested that such actions and reactions of the path of work can be checked only when work is done on behalf of the Supreme Lord. The Battle of Kurukshetra was actually fought by the will of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, as it is evident from his version, and only by his will was Yudhishthira placed on the throne of Hastinapura. Therefore, factually no sin whatsoever touched the Pandavas, who were only the order carriers of the Lord. For others who declare war out of personal interest, the whole responsibility lies on them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse 52. Yatha
Yatha
यथा
pankena
pankena
पङ्केन
pangambha
pankamba
पङ्काम्भा
ya
Surya
surya
सुरया
va
va
वा
prakritam
surakriti
सुराकृतं
bhudahatyam
bhudahatyam
भूतहत्यां
तथा
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 eva
eva
एव
ekam
Ekam
एकां
ekam
na
न
yajnai
Yajne
यज्ञाय
yajnai
माष्टुम
माष्टम्
ashtam
अर्हति
अर्हति
arhati
यथा पंगेन पंगाम्भा
Yadha
यथा
yatha
Panga
pankena
पङ्केन
pankamba
पङ्गाम्भा
सुरया वा सुराकृतम्
suraya
Rava
va
सुरया वा
surakritam
सुराकृतम्
भूतहत्यां तथैवेकाम्
भूतहत्यां
bhudahatyam
तदैवेगाम्
tathaivaika
न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति
न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति
yajnirmashtumarhati
यथा पंगेन पंगाम्भा
यथा
यथा
पङ्केन
पङ्केन पङ्गाम्भा
पङ्काम्भा
सुरया वा सुराकृतम्
सुरया
surया
वा
वा
सुराकृतम्
सुराकृतम्
भूतहत्यां तथैवैकाम्
भूतहत्यां
bhudahatyam
तदैवैगाम्
tathaivaikam
न यज्ञेमाष्टुमर्हति
न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति
यथा पङ्गेन पङ्गाम्भा
यथा
यथा
पङ्केन
पङ्केन पङ्गाम्भा
सुरया वा सुराकृतम्
सुरया वा
सुराकृतम्
सुराकृतम्
भूतहत्यां तथैवैकाम्
भूतहत्यां
भूतहत्यां
तथैवैकाम्
तदैवैगाम्
न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति
न
न
यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति।
यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति।
यस्
हरे हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
यस्
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यथा पङ्केन पङ्गाम्भा सुरया वा सुराकृतं भूतहत्यां तदैवैगां न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण
हरे
जय श्री कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यथा पङ्गेन पङ्गाम्भ सुरया वासुराकृतं भूतहत्यां तथैवेकां न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति हरे कृष्ण
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण यदा पङ्गेन पङ्गाभा सुरया वा सुराकृतं भूतहत्यां तदैवैगां न यज्ञैर्माष्टुमर्हति हरे कृष्ण
कृष्ण यस
हरे कृष्ण। यथा पङ्केन पङ्काम्ब सूरया वा सुराकृतं भूतहत्यां तथा वैकं नायग्नेर्माष्टुमर्हति। Yatha, as much as pankena by the mud, panka ambaha, water mixed with mud, suraya by wine, va either, surakritam, impurity caused by the slight touch of wine, bhuta hatyam, killing of animals, tatha, like that, eva, certainly, ekam, one, na, never, yagne, by the prescribed sacrifice, mashtum, to counteract, arhati, is worthwhile. Translation: as it is not possible to filter muddy water through mud or purify a wine-stained pot with wine, it is not possible to counteract the killing of men by sacrificing animals. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Ashwamedha yagnas or Gomedha yagnas, sacrifices in which a horse or a bull is sacrificed, were not, of course, for the purpose of killing the animals. Lord Chaitanya said that such animals sacrificed on the altar of yagna were rejuvenated and a new life was given to them. It was just to prove the efficacy of the hymns of the Vedas. By recitation of the hymns of the Vedas in a proper way, certainly the performer gets relief from the reaction of sins, but in case of such sacrifices improperly done under inexpert management, surely one has to become responsible for animal sacrifice. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, there is no possibility of performing the yagnas perfectly for want of expert brahmanas who are able to conduct such yagnas. Maharaja Yudhishthira therefore gives a hint to performing sacrifices in the age of Kali. In the Kali Yuga, the only sacrifice recommended is the performance of Harinama Yagna, inaugurated by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But one should not indulge in animal killing and counteract it by performing the Harinama Yagna. Those who are devotees of the Lord never kill an animal for self interest, and, as the Lord ordered Arjuna, they do not refrain from performing the duty of a Kshatriya. The whole purpose, therefore, is served when everything is done for the will of the Lord. This is possible only for the devotees. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikshit Save. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरों श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च Shrirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishagan Vidamsa Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminidhi Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Vashabhanavi Devi Daityaya Kribhabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namah Madhuryo Jala Premadhyam Rubanuga Bhaktidam Gaura Shakti Gaura Shakti Suruvaya Namo Gaura Naro Nama Gaura Rubanuga Vidavasa Siddhanta Dandvaharine Namo Gauragishoraya Sakshal Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambuje Te Namaha Namo Gauragish Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaurashakti Surubaya Rubanuga Varayate Gauravirbhavume Samnudeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhaumau Shri Jagannadhaya Te Namaha Shirupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shijiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha H.I. Goshai Kori Charan Bandhan Jahamote Vignanash Abhishta Puran Vancha Kalpadrubhascha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namah Panchatattvatmakam Vishnam Bhaktarupa Surupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktigam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Jayadam Surdo Pangor Mama Mandamadir Gade Mat Sarvaswapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranyagalpadrumadam Srimad Nagar Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Preshtalibi Sevyamano Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambi Vamshi Vadat Kashanvenu Sunair Gopi Gopinada Shriyetuna Saptaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Baladvijasuन्मित्रां पितृभ्रातिर्गुरुद्रुहां नमेस्यान्निरयन् मोक्षो यभि वर्षायुधायुधैः I have killed many boys, brahmanas, well-wishers, friends, parents, preceptors, and brothers. Though I live millions of years, I will not be relieved from the hell that awaits me for all these sins. Hare Krishna. So when Krishna is about to leave for Dwaraka, Yudhishthira Maharaj comes to him. He is very disturbed. He is very unhappy. Totally unhappy. So he is blaming himself for all this havoc that has been created by the war, 18 days war that raged the entire nation, or you can say the entire world, because many people have come from all the parts of the world. So it is said that about 64 crores of men had died in this war. So we can imagine how ferocious the war would have been. And Yudhishthira is blaming himself for all this, because he feels that it is for his, the word used by Srila Prabhupada, self-aggrandizement, that this was done. So he was crying, weeping like a common man who had no knowledge of spiritualism. Although he is a son of Dharma, he knows all the Shastras very well. Still, he was lamenting that because of his selfish interest, because of his uncurbed ambition for becoming the emperor of the whole world, that he has started this war, and so many innocent people were massacred in this war. So Yudhishthira says that he is a most sinful man, and because of ignorance have done this. And because this body which is meant for, ultimately meant for others, has killed many phalanxes of men. So Srimad Bhagavatam we have seen in last class. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, I think, 10th canto, 22 chapter, verse 35. Eda vajjanma saphalyam dehinam iha dehishu pranirarte dhiya vacha shreya acharanam sada. 10.22.35. Krishna is speaking to his cohort friends, and they are seeing huge plantations, mango plantations with mango trees full of fruits, mangoes, and the trees actually they use their fruits for the benefit of others. So he says that it is a duty of every living being to perform welfare activity for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. Prane, arthe, dhiya, vacha. What for? For shreya acharanam sada. For shreya of others, not prayers. There's a difference between shreyas and prayers. Shreyas means which gives you the ultimate benefit, and prayers means which gives you immediate benefit. So what could be that? What could be the activities which can give you immediate benefit and very transparent, which everybody can see? What kind of activities is that? No idea.
No, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Sorry, very sorry. Took long time.
ഹരേ
Okay.
കൃഷ്ണ
Hare
ക്ലാസ്
Krishna.
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear
Prabhuji.
me?
I can hear you, Prabhuji.
Can hear. Okay. Sorry, net went off and took long time. Okay, right. So Yudhishthira, he says that he is the most sinful man because of him, so many boys, Brahmins, well-wishers, friends, parents, preceptors, and brothers have been killed. So you can see similar feeling that expressed by Arjuna also. In chapter 1, you can see 32, 33 verses. He is finding so many people who are standing before him. How can he kill him? Acharya Pidara Putran, Tadeva Chapidamaha, Matura Shashara Pautra, Shyala Sambandhinastada, Edahan Nahandu Vichami, Vinodo Be Madhusudana. If Arjuna, he tells Arjuna, Krishna that I will not kill them, because when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, brothers-in-laws, and relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me and ready to do the way of war. I mean, very enthusiastically, because it's the nature of Kshatriyas. When there is an opportunity for doing war, they just jump to and grab the opportunity. So Arjuna says, I will not be interested in doing this, even if you offer me the greatest kingdom and the most opulent kingdom also, which he says in the previous verse 31, Na chashrayo anupashyami hatva sujanamahave, na kangshe vijayam Krishna, na cha rajam sukhani cha. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Then he says that Pabamem Ashayet Asman Hatwan Adataina. This Duryodhana, Kauravas are terrorists only, but even then, even if you kill the aggressors, then we are attracting sins only. So Arjuna was singing so many sins. I mean, he doing so many things, and now Yudhishthira that we had committed, because now it is past, war is already over, and so many people have been killed, and innocent also. Not only people, I mean, warriors that assemble in the Dharma Kurukshetra, but others also, civilians, they were also killed. So there is a rule whereby we can say that killing of civilians are forbidden in war. You cannot kill the innocent people. You can kill that soldiers who are taking part in the war and present in the field, but you should not kill innocent people. But frequently it is seen that on almost all wars, many civilians are killed. That is the nature of war. So here, Yudhishthira says that because of me, so many innocent people also, not only the soldiers have come, but also so many innocent people also have been killed. And all of them are all of them killed because of my selfish interest. So he was simply horrible for him to think that such killings, and therefore he said, I'll be residing in hell now. Nobody can take me out of this hell. Nobody can give me liberation from this hell, where I will living there for millions of years. So you can see a soft nature of such a great person who is blaming himself for what all things happened, the war. And he is really very, what you can say, very unhappy. And he says that, okay, suppose in a fair war, there is no problem in waging war if it is fair and only people in the participating in the war are killed. He says that in the next verse, Naino Rajna Prajabartum Dharma Yuddhe Vadhodvisham Idi me natu bodhaya kalpade shasanam maja. There is no sin for a king who kills for the right cause, who is engaged in maintaining his citizens, but this injunction is not applicable to me. Because according to Yudhishthira, Duryodhana was doing a good job in maintaining his citizens. He was protecting his citizens, was not at all harming them. Suppose a king is engaged in harassing their citizens and torturing them and always bringing harassment to these citizens, then there is some justification to remove such a king. But Duryodhana was protecting his citizens. So Yudhishthira think he had no right to take off the kingdom from the hands of Duryodhana. So many wars are done when the citizens are harmed by others. If our country's citizens are killed or anyway harm is done to them, then that is a cause for war. Recently also, India also, we experienced this when some innocent citizens of India were killed and India had to engage in some warfare, retaliatory action. This is everywhere it happens. It's not an exception. That is why king is called Prajapati. Prajapati means one who protects the king, protects the prajas, citizens. And Duryodhana was doing this very nicely. So this was saying that I had done a great mistake. He says the killing was committed not in the course of administration, but for the sake of self-aggrandizement. Aggrandizement. So this makes a sin a double. And not only innocent people are killed, but Mataji's women folk also have become widowed because of this war. Srinam madhadabandhunam drohoya aso ihotidaha karmabhir grihamedehir naham kalpo yagohidum. I have killed many friends of women and have thus caused enmity in such an extent that it's not possible to undo it by material welfare. So many sons, many fathers, many husbands, many brothers have been killed in the war, and all those relatives of these kings, the fathers, brothers, and these are ladies only. So and their curse will be on Yudhishthira, and the enmity will be there, and they'll always seek vengeance in the future. Now the war is over, maybe, but suppose there are some young boys, 5 years old all the time at the war, and the mothers, they always crying and weeping, and the son will come to know why mother is always weeping, crying. So when he comes to know the reason, he'll be so angry that he'll wish to take revenge on the persons who are responsible for killing his father. So this leads to a set of new action. This is the work of karma. Karma, simultaneously there's a reaction. And some reactions may happen after some time. So this is a big chain. A kills B. So C kills A. Then son of A, D may kill C. Like that goes. The reactions, actions and reactions. And what happens in such kind of situation? The aggressors, they'll try to do some beneficial acts, some welfare act they'll do to offset or neutralize the sins that have been done by him. We can see in recent wars, we can see that suppose an aggressor country takes over a weak nation, so much bloodshed will be there. And then from a small group from the winning country or victor country, they will come with a supply of food, medicines, clothes, and etc. and all that. And those people who are confined to camps, the prisoners, or people who are suffering or hospitalized, they'll be given some comforts. So one big group is inflicting so much pain and hurt and wounds on a country, and some small group from the same country will do this welfare activities also, thinking that this kind of welfare activities will offset the crimes that they have done. In Vedic system, these welfare activities took the shape of a horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha, and then the cow sacrifice or bull sacrifice, Gavalamba. To get relief from the sins that have been committed. So the Shruti says, Sarvam Papmanam Taradi Brahmahatyam Yo Ashwamedena Yajade. Sarvam Papmanam. The most sinful activities, what is that? Brahmahatyam Taradi. Taradi means you can overcome even that sinful reaction also. Who can overcome? Yo Ashwamedena Yajade. One who worships with a Ashwamedha. Ashwa is horse, by killing a horse. But here Yudhishthira is having none of this. He says that this kind of temporary material welfare will not be able to neutralize, or he will not get any relief from these great sins he have committed. So it will further create bondage for him. So only way you can get all this bondage is to wage war, not for your sake, but on instruction of Krishna. Because way of karma is like that. Karma, gahana hi karmana gadi. Karma is very, very complex and deep. So the best way not to indulge or suffer from karmic reactions is to work for Krishna. Yajnatam karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartam karma kaunteya. Krishna says in chapter 3. And Srila Prabhupada quotes from chapter 9, 27 and 28, very famous verse. Yat karoshi yat juhosi dadasi yat tabasyasi kaunteya tat kurusha mudarpanam. Everything that you do, yet karoshi, what you do, what you eat, all that you give away, everything, yet tavasisi, what austerities you do it for me. If you do that, you'll be free from all the reactions, Shubha as well as Ashubha. That is in 28, he says, Krishna says, Shubha Ashubha Balairevam Mokshasya Karma Bandhane Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mam Peshasi. In this way, you'll be free from all reactions to good and evil deeds. Both the good and evil deeds will have karmic reactions. And because of karmic reactions, you'll be chained to the cycle of BODD. But if you do this as an offering to Krishna, then sannyasa yoga yuktatma. Sannyasa yukta means the principle of renunciation. If you do that in a spirit of sinful reactions, then you'll be liberated, not mere liberation, not mere mukta, vimukti. Vimukti means a special realization which gives what do you call attachment to lotus feet of Krishna also. That means Krishna Prema also does. The devotees are not getting moksha like other spiritualists. Devotees, they care not too much for liberation. They are only interested in rendering service to Krishna. And by continuous rendering of service, Krishna, sincerely, with most dedication, he'll be awarded with Krishna Prema. So naturally, even at the point of rendering service to Krishna itself, he's coming out of this material conception of life, which is the main cause for bondage. So he's already liberated. In this world itself, he's liberated. And then when he leaves his body, he can very surely go back to the Golok Vrindavan. So that is the meaning of Vimukti. Vimukti means special liberation, which also gives you attachment to Krishna's lotus feet. So, of course, Yudhishthira knows all this, but even then, he says that he's responsible for this. The war was conducted, the Kurukshetra war was conducted by the will of Krishna only. So neither Yudhishthira nor Arjuna or any of Pandavas is going to suffer from the reactions. But Yudhishthira now acts like a very materialistic person, very ignorant person, and is blaming himself for this. And last verse he says, Yada pangena pangambha suraya va surakridam budahatyam tathaivaikam nayatne mashtumarhati. As it is not possible to filter muddy water through mud or purify wine-stained pot with wine, it is not possible to counteract the killing of men by sacrificing animals. Not possible at all. Animal sacrifice is mainly meant for upliftment to heavenly planets. That is for increasing your pleasure. But when you are doing this animal sacrifice, then karmic reaction will be there, unless these yajnas are conducted by very qualified Brahmins. Because Vedas, scriptures say that when a qualified Brahmana does Ashwamedha, the horse that is being sacrificed immediately gets a human body. He is promoted human body, human species. Otherwise, you have to wait for many births to finally get to human birth. But when he is sacrificed in this yajna, Ashwamedha, then immediately he gets a human body. And a person who is conducting the yajna, he is escaping from sinful reactions and he is promoted to heavenly planets. So this is why Vedas encourage this type of yajnas. But nowadays, especially in the Kali Yuga, there is no qualified Brahmana who can do the recital of Vedas, Vedic mantras in a proper manner. And if it is done under an inexpert management, improperly, then surely instead of neutralizing the karmic effect, it will only increase this karmic effect. So in the Kali Yuga, qualified Brahmanas are not there, and the materials that is used for conducting yajna are of first class quality previously. Now you don't have the quality of ingredients which is meant for conducting the havan. It's not there now. So in both ways, this kind of material sacrifices are not conducive in Kali Yuga. This is given in Brahma Vaivarta Purana also. Brahma Vaivartana Purana very clearly say Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Ashwamedam Gavalambam Sanyasam Palapaitrugam Devarena Sudotpannam Kalau Pancha Vivarje. So 5 things are banned in Kali Yuga. These 5 things are Ashwamedam Gavalambam. Ashwamedam means sacrifice of horse, then sacrifice of cow, then sannyasam. Taking sannyasam is also not encouraged in Kali Yuga. It is banned. It's banned. It's not allowed. It's forbidden act. Sannyasam also. Palapaitrugam. Palapaitrugam means offering oblations of flesh to the forefathers. The yearly, what you call Shraddha ceremony. Previously, in other yugas, the flesh was also offered. Now in Kali Yuga, these activities they are forbidden now. So instead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has introduced this very wonderful yajna called Sankirtan Yajna. It is so nice to execute. It gives you so much pleasure while executing it, and has got sure effect on the persons to just merely hearing it also. So in this verse, Maharaja gives a hint of what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, people may still indulge in so-called Ashwamedha and Gavalabha, and these people are going to suffer in this life as well as in the coming lives also. So this is actually warning that you should not indulge in this kind of yajnas. Instead, do yajna for Sankirtan yajna only, for the pleasure of Krishna. Here you are killing animals for supposedly beneficial act of relieving the forefathers from their miserable condition. But that is not required. You cannot kill a living entity just to benefit other living entity also. So that is not encouraged in Kali Yuga. And because devotees of Hare Krishna movement, devotees of Krishna devotees, they will not kill an animal. They will not kill anyone, and by just to overcome the sinful reactions or counteract these reactions of karma, but instead they will conduct or they indulge in Harinama Yajna. So Srila Prabhupada says, those who are devotees of the Lord never kill an animal for self-interest. At the same time, they do not refrain from performing the duty of a Kshatriya as Krishna addressed Arjuna. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmaradhyacha. So you have to perform your activities, whatever is left for you in this life, with a mood which is given in 9.27. Yat karoshi shasi yat dadasiyat tat yat tavasyasi kaunteya tat kurusha matarpanam. That should be our central theme. To always do things so that Krishna's will can dominate our life and we live only for pleasure of Krishna and by serving other devotees and Vaishnavas. That is the best course. In Adi Purana, Krishna says to Arjuna, Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhaktas chete dana. Those who claim themselves to be devotees of Krishna, Krishna says, are not actually my devotees. Then Arjuna asks, then Krishna, who is your real devotee? Mad bhaktanam chaye bhaktas, te me bhaktatamamada. For these supreme devotees, those who are devotees of my devotees, of those who are servants of my devotees, they are actually my devotees. So we should always make reverence to Srila Prabhupada always for his wonderful service to fallen souls like us. So beautifully he has done all this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and all the scriptures. So even a very uneducated, or we can say a Kanishtadhikari or even Mlesha can understand this and elevate himself. There was one video by Bhakti Vikas Maharaj regarding book change. Book change is a very raging issue, as you know. Are you aware of this book change, Vrinda Maharaj?
No, Prabhuji.
Because after the original Bhagavad Gita edition is Macmillan edition, where the translations and purpose are given by Srila Prabhupada, and other Srimad Bhagavatam also. As long as Srila Prabhupada was there, this was followed. But once he left, they started changing many of the verses, many of the translations, not many of the verses, translations of the verses. Also, purport also changed here and there. And he said that there are more than 5,000 such corrections in the books of Srila Prabhupada, which is really unacceptable. So some people defend it, saying that some changes are warranted because there are genuine errors made by Srila Prabhupada. On one hand, they glorify Srila Prabhupada like anything, and then very subtly, very subtly, Bhaktivinoda Maharaj has said that because there are grounds for making the changes rather than leave these wrong translations intact. And how became wrong? Because Srila Prabhupada has not carefully checked what has been written by his servants. So this is it's very, very pathetic. There are many reasons for doing that. We will not go into this. So this particular video of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, I have given reply, and we are just doing some merging that. Maybe next couple of days, maybe tomorrow it will be ready. Then I'll post the group, and you can have an understanding of this. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any clarification you require? Any questions?
Prabhuji, just one question. Yudhishthira was such an exalted person. Then
Yes.
how did he agree for gambling to the extent that he even had to lose his wife, Draupadi?
I think I explained it in the last class. You were not there?
I was there in the last class, but probably I missed it.
I don't know which class I'm explaining in last class or before that. Yes, we said that Yudhishthira made a big mistake by agreeing to participate in this gambling match, the gambling sports. And Arjuna and all that, he makes it very clear in his arguments that Niti Shastra says that when a Kshatriya is challenged for war or gambling, he cannot refuse it. That is Niti Shastra. But Dharma Shastra says when that activity is going to bring a miserable end or not any good result, such act may not be indulgent, may need not participate in that, may need not need to accept such challenges when the result of this thing is going to be very miserable and happiness. So this is Dharma Shastra. So how come Dharma Shastra, the Dharma Putra, who's the son of Dharma personified, how he can make a mistake? So it is said that the invitation to participate or to come and challenge them and participate in this game was not sent by Duryodhana or Shakuni anybody, but was sent by Dhritarashtra.
Yes, Prabhuji, I got that in the last class. You mentioned that he could not refuse because it was sent by Dhritarashtra, but he could have stopped, right, till he lost some few things. Why did he continue till he lost everything, even his own wife?
Well, when you, I don't know the rules, but when you start playing the game, in between you cannot back out.
Okay.
It has to be done. It has to go to an end. But of course, Draupadi is making a very good point. If you remember, he is making a very good point. She's making a very good point when she's dragged in this sabha, and then she's asking, did he pawn me after he had pawned himself? That means he placed himself as a, and Dushra became a servant of Duryodhana after losing that round. So all the Pandavas became servants, so they don't have any power. So after that, did he pawn Draupadi? Then that he cannot do that. You're getting the point? When your husband is, you can do these things. But when you are lost yourself, when you are no longer independent, when you lost this, then he has no right to pawn his wife. This was raised by Draupadi in this where Drona, Bhishma, everybody was present. So this point was appreciated, and so Draupadi was released. And again they played, and then next again also the Yudhishthira lost. But that time Draupadi was not born.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpadruvascha kriva sindhu vyevacha Pudanam pavane
Vaishnavaya
Vaishnaveshwara
Namo Namo.
Andaguri